Hello everyone, welcome to Quality Thought. This is Faisal Khan, a Salesforce trainer in Quality Thought, and today's we are going to discuss very interesting topic, that is OWD. And now, what does it mean by OWD? You see, it stands for Organizations Wide Default. Okay, now organization wide default, it will be implemented to all the users in Salesforce. Just imagine there are 10 users. Okay, 10 users. Okay, now these 10 users will have the same permissions. Okay, same permissions depending on OWD. If I made OWD access, if I made change some access in OWD, then it will be implemented to all the 10 users. For example, let's discuss the access. Let's discuss very important access for now. You see, the very first one is private. Okay, second is public read only. Okay, and the third, public read write, and the last one, controlled by parent. And there are many hidden accesses like public read write transfer we have, and there are many more. Anyways, we are going to discuss that in depth in our main classes, in our master classes. But now you guys please focus on these four major access. Okay, now you see, what does it mean by private? First, let me log into your system. Let me log in into Salesforce first. Here, login. It's loading. Right, done. Right. Yeah. Now I'm into Salesforce, right? Right. Let me take you towards OWD first. Okay. Now, you see, if you go to setup and search for OWD, you will not find anything. You see, there is no match, right? To get into organization wide default, you have to search for something called sharing settings. Okay. You see this sharing settings here. This sharing settings will take you to three major access or three major security models. You see, OWD first, second is something called grant access using hierarchy, and if you scroll down, you will also find the sharing rules. Okay. Anyways, we are going to discuss about OWD now. For example, you see here there is an access called public read write transfer. Right. There is another one, read write, that we are going to discuss just now. There's something called controlled by parent. There's something called, you see, public full access. There's something called controlled by campaign, and here hide details, add events, etc., etc. So we are going to discuss each and every. Remember, I told you there are some hidden accesses on it, right? So these are those accesses, like hide details. Okay, the other controlled by campaigns. Okay, the other one read write transfer, right? So these we will discuss in the main sessions. But now, if you observe this here, right, there is something called activity, and this activity is private. Now what does it mean by private? Now what does it mean by public read write? Now what does it mean by public read only, and of course the control by parent? Okay, so let's see that. Private in the sense, if account or any other object, if an object, one particular object is private, that means the data or the records of an object can be visible or is visible to only record owner, to only the record owner. Okay, now when it comes to public read only, you see, it will hide, coming back to the private, if the object is private, then the records will be visible to only the record owner and nobody else. Of course, there are other permissions will which are interface, but yeah. Now, public read only. This means the records is visible. The records is visible to the record owner and all the other users, users. But the other users will not be able to edit the record. Only record owner can see as well as edit the record as well as delete the record. So here deleting or editing permissions will be not given to any other users, only visibility permission. So they can only see the record, that's it. Okay. And coming to public read and write, see, the records are visible to owner and other users. But here what happens is even other users can able to edit the records. Okay, so the records are visible and editable by owner and other users too. Okay, next, the last one, controlled by parent. Here you see, control by parent will be given to the standard objects for sure. We can modify that control by parent. For example, here you see, right, let me edit this here. So if you can see controlled by parent anywhere here, let's take the contact object. Okay, that's a standard object again, right? Now controlled by parent, I can change it anything. I can change it to any other axis. But if you observe, there are certain custom objects as well. For example, if I scroll down to the bottom, you can see there is something called transaction. You please observe, this transaction is just below the student object. Okay, and the access given to the transaction is controlled by parent. Okay, you can see the transaction here, right? Now when I edit this, your transaction is gone, right? Why is it gone? Because custom objects, when a custom object having controlled by parent, you cannot edit them, you cannot change that permissions. Okay, right, so that's controlled by parent here. That means it is controlled, the object will be controlled by the parent object. Okay, by the parent object. Now what does it mean by parent object, and how does object can be a parent object, and how does the object can be a child object? Okay, this all comes under the relationship concept, and we do have relationship video as well. You guys can watch that video. And here, when the object will obtain control by parent, okay, in which relationship the object will get controlled by parent access, and using which relationship you can avoid having control by parent to the custom objects. Okay, you will get all these answers in our main class, and every month, literally like every month, we start a new batch. And this month we are starting a new batch very soon. I request to join to get more clear answers, or to get more clarification on these topics. You please join our main classes starting from 10th probably of this month. Okay, that's it then. That's it about this session today. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye bye.